it's Yemi here again from SwingTradeFX, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to effectively do the multi-time frame analysis to creating a high probability trade opportunities for you in the market with very fantastic risk reward. And as you know, I love to analyze the market with just a few simple tools, which means trading can really be that simple and not complex. So sit back and enjoy the ride as I take you along. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say for new subscribers that I only trade the GBP JPY, and the reason being that is because I'd rather be a master at one thing than be a novice at every other thing. And when you master one pair for a very long time, you get to a point that you are in an intuitive relationship with this pair that you kind of almost know what it can do and what it cannot do. So that's the kind of relationship I have with this very fantastic pair. So let's get straight into it. First of all, I'd love to say I use just 4 tools, right? Which is the support and resistance tool, the trend line, the Fibonacci tool, and my understanding of the overall market flow and chart flow. Forex doesn't have to be that complicated, and I'm here to tell you that. So I'm going to be showing you guys the outcome of those trades so that you guys know that we do not just do this, but we do this with results, right? So let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to do when I want to do my multi-time frame analysis is to go to the higher time frame. And what is the psychology behind going to the higher time frame? It's very simple. The higher time frame gives an overall perspective to what the market is going to do, while the lower time frame brings details to the point where I need to enter. So I love to call the higher time frame as where I get my vehicle from, and I bring my vehicle down to the lower time frame, which is where I now, drop off my vehicle and kind of say, okay, I want to enter into that trade, right? So the higher time frame bring perspective, overall context. The lower time frame bring details upon which you find your entry. So ability to be able to connect the higher time frame with the lower time frame is what is going to guarantee you success, right, in multi-time frame and trading. So the first thing I want to do when I'm analyzing the market is come to the monthly time frame and identify area of interest with respect, keyword respect, to the current market price. So what do I do? It's very simple. First of all, as you can see on the screen right here, this is the current market price. And my area of interest right here will be this level, which is the resistance level. And to the downside will be the support level where the market is getting out from. So what do? First, I identify this very beautiful levels, right? I identify these very beautiful levels out to the top side and to the downside, which is the support whereby the market is coming back to. I identify this. And what is the only information I'm trying to bring here? The only information is simple. Price is rejecting off this area of interest right here. The current market price is right here. And where is the most visible place from a monthly time frame perspective that we might be going to? Definitely is to this level. So that's the information. Got it, right? So now I go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I want to be able to look at where are the immediate area of interest that the price is coming from, the price is going to. So the first thing I would love to see is that price might actually find a resistance at this level, and as you can see, this is right here on the weekly context, on the weekly time frame. So the first thing I want to do is actually to identify that out. And secondly, I would love to see where the market was pushing from, right? This is the last higher low. And why did I call it a last higher low? Because since prices started to find this very, very sharp momentum for a change of trend right on this level, price has been moving on a higher low right here. Let me highlight that out. You can see the higher low right here, the higher low right here, the higher low right here. And this is the major higher low, which was confirmed by the reason of those break right here. So that was the reason why. So on this case, what am I going to do? I'm going to identify those highs and those lows out. So from a weekly context, now I have this high right here and I have this low right here. So remember, everything I'm doing on every time frame is to keep analyzing the market with respect to the current market price. So where's the current market price? Right here. Is right here. So what do I know? That's in the near term from a weekly time frame perspective, we might actually be coming to this level due to the force that is actually pushing price off this weekly time frame support. So let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, what do we know? Now, this is the time where we start to analyze and see things for what they are. On the daily time frame, what do I have? First of all, I could say I have a low right here, but then I'm having a level right here where the market is breaking. So I'm having two support level, one actual support level, and the second potential support level is a potential because we don't know what price is going to do, if it's going to get here and keep going to the upside. But then based on the analysis we've done from the monthly to the weekly time frame, we kind of understand that the market is going up, right? Looking at all the indications, we have the weekly, we have the monthly support right here, we have the weekly support right here, and price, this weekly support broke this daily resistance, you can see it right here. So what do we do? What do we do? So for clarity, I'm gonna label this as a blue horizontal support. So what do we know? So the information we're trying to get right here is the price found the support right here, and ever since then price kept moving up and found another support right here on the weekly time frame, and this support led to what broke price of this level right to this point right here. So when this broke up to this level right at this point right here, that means we have a potential area from a daily context, we have a potential area of resistance which may be turning into a support right here. However, it's also good for us to note that price has a daily support level right here where the market has been rejecting from. So now we have two levels of the daily time frame, right? And so far so good. What is the market doing? Where's the current market price? The current market price is actually right here. And what does that mean? That means from a daily context, we have a potential rejection right at this point, right? We have a potential rejection right here on the daily time frame. So what do? Let's identify it out. So we are having a situation right here where price is actually rejecting this point. So far so good. Now it's bringing so much information for us. So what do? Let's come to, so let me take this off. So let's come to the 4 hours time frame. So let me just adjust everything properly. So on the 4 hours time frame, what do we have? It's quite very simple what we have on the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we can see right here that, you know, after price broke this previous resistance level, that price is now giving us a form of a retest, right? A potential retest. However, from the overall context of things, we know the price might actually be coming to this weekly area of resistance that we identified out. So now what do? It's quite very simple. Two things we're anticipating is either price actually get to this level and find a change of structure, and we can target this level and keep going to this level, right? From a 4 hours time frame point of view. But then it is ideal for you to know that when you are analyzing the market, you want to analyze the market with an objective mind, not a sentimental mindset. So what will the sentimental mindset be like? I'm expecting price to come here. The market does not care about my feeling. The market does not care about what I think. What I need to do is to objectively look at wherever the market is and keep identifying a potential reversal at any point. Okay, where can the price stop all this exhaustion? Okay, will the price stop this exhaustion right here so that we can be able to get the further phase of push and buy continuation to this level? Or are there any other level perhaps where the market can reverse, and you know the market doesn't care about our expectation? So that's why we need to put every factor in place. So now this is where you now start to look at the micro analysis of things, right? Remember, I said the lower time frame is meant for details, the higher time frame is meant for context. So we're done with the context. The context is that in the long run, we're actually going to this level, right? But we do not know. How do we know the point where we need to get in so that we can join back to the next level? So this is where the lower time frame comes in, where the lower time frame gives us context of all of these things. So what do? The first thing I would love us to see is that after the price broke this level by the reasons of this daily time frame support, which was actually driven by this weekly time frame support right here, price broke right here. And price broke at what candle? It broke at this candle. So when price broke at this candle, what really happened? Price broke at that candle and it gave us a retest at the 61.8 Fibonacci level, which is right here. And ever since then, price has been moving on a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. And price has been moving on this low, which cannot break. So this is the major higher low right at this level. Okay, so after price got to this top, it could not break above this high right here, so it started to make a retracement. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to bring out my Fibonacci right here at this point and to this point. So let's bring out the Fibonacci. You can see now this is where the Fibonacci tool is very, very effective. The Fibonacci helps us to know areas of retracement. Now, so first of all, I will identify the fact that I have a 61.8 Fibonacci point right at this level. So I love to label it. I love to label and say 61.8 Fibonacci, which is visible on the 4 hours, right? So as you can see, I've labeled it right there. So what do? I go back to my 1 hour time frame to have a context. So from the 1 hour time frame perspective, based on what we just discussed on the daily time frame, we see the higher highs, we see the higher lows, see the higher highs, see the higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and we see the high, a low, but it could not break. So apparently this is not a higher low because it didn't give us a break above this level. So apparently this is the last higher low. So what do we do right here on the 1 hour time frame? I identify my low, which is to this level. The low, which happens to be in confluence, so I'm going to use a different color. The low we actually had to be in confluence with the 61.8 level, right? If you've watched my videos before on Fibonacci, you're going to see where I talked about, where we have confluence or the trend line or the support and resistance. I spoke about the confluence of all of these tools. So now we're having this push right here. So what does that mean? Initially would have anticipated the price was coming right here to give us a retest, but however, this is another potential level of retest. So what are we looking right here? Now, it's not up to us, it's up to the market. Now, our setups now will now look like this. If price make a further push to this level, we want to see the change of structure before we buy. However, if price give us the change of structure right here by reason of the slow lower high and give us this change of structure right here, then definitely we're going to enter right at this point. So what do? Now, this is where our setup starts to come in place. So the first thing I love to do is identify this last lower high right here. And my setup from a 1 hour time frame point of view will look like a break and, a further push upside if I can find that. However, I love to bring my counter trend line, which is one of my key entry confirmation tool. So I have a counter trend line right here. So I went back to my 30 minutes time frame. And what do I have right here? From a 30 minutes time frame point of view, if the market can give me a break and close, keyword close, it has to close and validate that level, then I could be buying for this level as my take profit one right here. So I label this my TP1 right here to this level, and I could be buying further right above that point for TP2. So in this case, am I going to be buying to the upside? Definitely not. Definitely I want to be able to buy at the right spot. So that means I want to measure equal level. So if this 61.8 reject, that means I will be having an AB equals to CD just for price to move at equal level, right, to that area. So I can be taking my profits, take profit 2 right there. So I have a take profit 2 region right at this point, TP2 region right at this point. So now what do I know again? To confirm this area of TP2 again, I usually use my Fibonacci extension tools. And if you want to learn more about the Fibonacci extension tool, you can subscribe to my one-on-one mentorship class or my Forex master class, where I broke down every single thing that you can use the Fibonacci for in the market. So one of them is this Fibonacci tool. I kind of bring it back to this level to get a 161.8 extension level. And as you can see right here, the 161.8 extension level is at my area of AB equals to CD, so which makes it a very good zone for me to take my profit. So right now, for me, I'm just going to take my profit at this TP2 area right here. So now what does my setup looks like? My setup looks like this, which means I'm waiting for the market to make a break right to this level, right to this level. The moment I find a break, I'm entering the trade, and I'm going to be targeting this point for my take profit 1. I'm going to be targeting this point for my take profit 2. So this is what I'm actually looking at on my pair. and this is how I'm going to take my trade. Now, the last thing I'm waiting for is for the market to give me a confirmation. I do not decide the confirmation. I let the market decide the confirmation for me. And this is why a lot of traders lose, because after they're done an analysis, they just wanted to get in because they feel that they have a perfect setup. There will never be any perfect setup that has a guarantee for success until the market gives you a signal of confirmation for entry. In this case now, I'm waiting for the break of that structure. The moment that structure breaks, what does that mean? That means that I have a situation where price is making lower low, lower high, a low and a high right here. And if we finally get the market to break this right here, which I've gotten my first confirmation, which is the break of counter trend line, and the market can break above that level, then I have my setup done. So this is what I'm actually looking out for in this trade, and I'm going to update you guys on how it plays out. So what is going to be my risk reward on this pair, which is a very important thing to know, right? When price breaks this level, I love to put my stop loss behind the last low, right? So I'm looking at risking 74 pips for about 116 pips for TP1 and 223 pips for TP2, which is a fantastic 1:3 risk reward, which is a very high quality trade. We're waiting for the right setup to manifest. We're waiting for the market to prove us right by the reasons of its own confirmation. All right, guys. So a couple hours later on, price is right here sitting at our TP1 area. And what is the market doing right now? It's right here on this level, and I've taken my profit. I'm okay with the profit the market is giving me on this trade. And this is where psychology comes in. You don't want to be greedy as much as you analyze the market going to a certain level, but you know, there are certain indications you see in the market, and to say to yourself and say, oh, you know, the market is signaling that price might actually be done with the move right here. So what's the point of this video, right? The point of this video is you can see very, very simple ways in which we had analyzed the market, right? By just understanding the movement of market, by just understanding chart flow and using an understanding of simple analytical tool to interpret whatever the market is saying. Look how we objectively analyze the market. We didn't analyze the market based off our own sentiment, because we know for sure that the market does not care about what we think, about what we feel, about what our sentiment is. But rather than that, we stayed with the market. We objectively stayed with the information the market is giving to us, and we react as the market, you know, tells us. So look at our entry, right? Literally, we got an entry right at the break, and look at how beautifully the market actually moved. So this is the way to analyze the market. You really do not need much. You really do not need much. You really do not need indicators. You really do not need to complicate your knowledge of the market. Forex trading can be that simple. And that's the reason why I want you guys to go back on your chart and just reduce all those noises, reduce the distraction, right? And get on the chart and understand what really works. Most of the traders that make the most of the market do not complicate this market. I'm saying this from experience, right? And for you to learn how to properly put this together, you can actually subscribe to my mentorship class from the link in the description, and you can join my free Telegram channel and contact me directly. I can actually put you on this journey. Forex doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to lose a lot of money. You don't have to walk in that cycle. You just need a proper orientation on what works and applying what works with the right psychology. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you.